right, welcome, guys. My name's Ahni. I'm with 889 WERS. Would you mind introducing yourselves?
I'm Jason from Dead.
I'm Emily from Dead.
Welcome. It's great to have you in Boston. I know you're originally from Chicago. I'm also a Midwesterner, so
No
I
way.
feel Indianapolis.
The Midwest is the best.
It is the best. Yes, I very much miss it. It's very different than over here, but you know what? We're here.
What's your rose and your thorn?
My rose and my thorn about Boston?
Mhm.
My rose is that public transit. That's not because Indiana does not have public transit.
Mhm.
I know Chicago does,
Yeah.
but it's a new one for me and it's a lot of fun. My thorn is that it smells weird.
If you go to the right places in Chicago, it smells pretty weird too.
Yeah.
What does it smell like?
It's
How would you describe it?
I don't know. It's like a weird. It's very whoa.
Like trash.
Yeah, it's very specific. It's like a combination of trash. Sometimes you'll get like a waft of like pee, very strong, just in your nose.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Centuries of pee in this
yeah,
old
exactly.
city.
Yeah.
We had a moment last night. I'm in an RV for this tour,
Uh-huh.
and we got a waft of pea trash, I would say. And I
Right.
thought we were in like a cow field, like driving. Like sometimes when you're on tour, you drive past like a cow field, and
Yes.
you're like, "Oh my god!" And then Amelia was like, "I think it's coming from inside the house." We had to go like our dump the RV because like this
Yeah.
is new experience for us.
Yeah.
Um, and then I got in a deep conversation about medieval times. And we were talking about, I was like, yeah, they just used to throw stuff out the window.
Yeah.
He was like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, they just threw it out the window and it's just like in the street. And I was like, think about it. And then like rich people, like they never touch the ground because they're just like in their house and then they're in a carriage. And then we were like
Yeah.
going on. And I didn't
Yeah.
get enough sleep because we were talking about the pee pee poo poo of medieval times.
It's a deep conversation.
Yeah.
Do you know
So-
my favorite driving game? I'll give it to you so you can know in the future when you drive by cows. You try to guess how many cows are outside your window and you count them.
Yeah.
Every time you see them, and it's based on which side you're on. And then if you pass a graveyard, all your cows are dead and you have to start over.
Dude, we know this game.
play this
It's
game.
called
You
My
do?
Cow.
You
You go,
do?
My Cow.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, My Cow.
But then you pass
Who
by
invented My Cow?
I have no clue. I think it is a Midwestern thing.
Bailey. Bailey told us about My Cow.
Our tour
And then
manager.
we would start playing My Tesla. They invented
Oh,
My
that's
Tesla.
fun.
Mhm.
My family invented my roadkill,
Nice.
so we would do it with roadkill, which is maybe not as great. But when you're in the car for a long time, you go a little crazy.
There's many hours you gotta pass the time.
Many hours, yes. How have you been passing your many hours?
Well, it's been a chaotic start to our tour, so it's
Mhm.
mostly been in a state of anxious paranoia energy. But now it's all over, so who knows? We're gonna fill the days with wonder now instead of pain and stress.
With more my cows?
Hopefully, some my cows. We're about to be going down the East Coast. Not too many cows, but soon enough, we'll be back in the Midwest and doing the cow situation. Dairyland.
Dairyland, yes. You got a new album out too. That's why.
We
you
sure
get
do.
to go on tour. Would you like to tell me about it? Like, what was the inspiration?
Yeah. We put it out. Boom. We actually put it out in May, so it feels really good to be
Yeah.
going on tour now because it's 5 months later or something like
Mhm,
that.
yeah.
It feels a bit surreal at this point.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, all of our talk about driving, it's like we wrote it on a road trip. So
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
we were going around the country playing in Tyson, New Mexico, and then in the Puget Sound, and then back at home.
Yeah.
So we kind of steeped ourselves in the landscape of the country, more or less.
That's awesome. That's kind of, I think, a good way to do it. You see a little bit of everything, get inspired by different stuff all over
Mhm.
the place, inspired by whatever's on your playlists.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
our fifth record, so we've always kind of been the Chicago DIY band, and
Mhm.
it's was nice to kind of branch out and just like do some things a little bit differently and mix it up.
So awesome. Is there like anything on the moment anything on the record you're like most proud of?
I mean, I think I'm just proud of the whole thing, honestly.
That's very valid.
Yeah.
Anything jump out to you?
I mean, we were just talking about at soundcheck that me and our sound man Nathan love the song "Shake," and so at this moment I'm feeling pretty positive about that song. But yeah, in general, I was proud of how we recorded because Jason we had our mutual friend Ziad helping produce, and it was the first time that Jason got to play and be a musician and produce and not just be like producing and mixing by himself. Like he had a help, and it was like a fun help. So I got to come into the recording studio every day, and they would be like losing their minds in like a funny way, and they had like their own language, and they were making all these jokes, and there was like a character.
We had a gremlin that lived under the console.
Oh, great. Okay.
But basically, yeah, it was just like it was a lot more fun,
like
a lot less
super
stress,
Yeah.
and it was just creative to bring someone else into the fold because we're a really insular group, and
Mhm.
it's always just been the three of us until
Yeah.
this year. Bringing in Ziad was a pretty big like
it made it
shift.
it was like fun.
That's awesome.
Funner for everyone. Like I
Mhm.
usually hate recording, but I didn't have a bad time.
You just a bigger fan of performing live?
I love performing live.
What's like your favorite parts of performing live?
I guess everything. I'm like the only reason I do all of this is to be on the stage, and it's not even like being on the stage. It's
Mhm.
like going when it's like okay 2 minutes. There's like this moment where you're side stage, and like me and Eric and Jason are like getting ready. It feels like we're like racehorses in like a little cage about to be like let out, and that feeling of being let out, and then like the first guitar chord, and like the crowd being like yes they're here, and then it's just like you have 1 hour to prove to yourself. Like I'm always like competing with myself, not in
Yeah.
like a shitty way, but like in a fun way. Like,
Mhm.
okay, how well can I play the set tonight? And not even in a
Mhm.
perfection way, more of like in a wild, unhinged, and also correct. It's like, how unhinged and wild can I be while also playing correctly? Because we have this pattern that we've all agreed to do, which is like the songs. But
Mhm.
then, like, how much fun can I have doing it? How much movement can I do? And sometimes I'm like, you know, what outfit am I gonna wear? How am I gonna like? Am I gonna hit this note? Am I gonna decide? Like all the decisions I
Mhm.
make on the stage are like exciting for me, and they never get boring. And people have also asked like, "Do you ever get sick of your songs?" And I'm like, "No," because I don't. I'm like, "Why? I just wouldn't write a song that I would get sick of."
Yeah.
So it's like we only write songs that we love, and
Mhm.
then every time I play it, I like go back to the same emotional place, or like the same imagery happens in my head, and it's like reliving like a fun or dramatic dream or something, and it's healing, and it's just
Yeah.
like super fun. I don't know. I'm so excited about being.
We also for every record write like an insane amount of songs,
Mhm.
so we only really keep the ones that we love anyway. It's like
Yeah.
we wrote 45 songs for this
Oh,
most
wow.
recent record.
And is it just based on like the ones you love the most?
Yeah, and like what makes sense in their little worlds.
Yeah, because they have to like fit together like a little
Mhm.
family.
Yeah.
And Jason's better at like being selective about like a set list or an album track list. So we usually defer to him. And then if me and Eric have like a fave, they're like, I really want this song on there, then we'll fight for it. But we have to like it's like we're going to court. We have to like prove its worth.
Mhm.
Yeah, argue your case.
Yeah.
You mentioned you have 5 albums. How do you pick out of all of those songs what goes on the set list? Like you said, you've got an hour to get up there and have fun. How do you pick what's gonna be?
It's crazy at this point because we our songs are also very short. So we play an hour set and it's 23 songs.
That's awesome.
So I don't know. It's just like what songs are exciting to us. Sometimes we rotate in and out just based on like
Mhm.
what feels exciting to us in the moment,
Yeah.
but just about what's like interesting to us. And then also, I think fun for like the audience to hear. Obviously, the songs that people are gonna want to hear
Yeah.
that we're happy to play.
But it's like all the hits,
Yeah.
It's either all the like actual mainstream hits that are labeled the hits, or it's like the secret hits, or it's like the hits for us, like that we
Yeah.
love playing. If we don't like playing a song, it gets taken off. If all three of us don't like playing a song, I don't think it's on a set list.
Yeah,
Sure.
but sometimes the Weasels way back in, they have a little live of their own sometimes.
Yeah.
And like if one of us doesn't like it, it's not like we have to like we're very like equal about all decisions. So even if I'm like sick of a song, I'll be like, "Can we take that one off?" And it's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay." And then I'll just like keep doing my best to play it and breathe life into it.
Yeah.
Been trying to get nobody off the list
Yeah, I
for
was
years.
just like, I'm trying to get no. Really, it's funny because like I don't even think about it. Really, it's like intuitive. I'm like, can we take this song off? As if it's the first time I asked for it, but apparently it's like all 2 years.
I've just been vetoing every time. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea, and I'll just keep writing it in.
It's not like I hate it. It's just like sometimes I'm like tired of playing a certain song, and
Yeah.
like it's not like I hate the song. I just want to like do something else.
We've been a band for 8 years, so you know
It's a lot.
it's easy for that to happen.
It's all children.
Yeah.
You gotta pick your favorite children.
Mm-hmm.
They get their moment in the sun.
And it switches around.
Yeah.
Because sometimes a song will be easy. It's always like how easy it is for me to sing. Like right now, this middle part of the set is like it's like the Bad Love, Mood Ring, Flood. What was the other one? Shake. They're all together, and those are all like crazy vocal performances. And during that time, I'm like, this is my Olympian, like when people are running really fast. What's the?
You're doing hurdles.
Like, not endurance. I did cross country.
Sprints.
Sprint. This is my like Olympian sprint section of the set. Like it's so crazy. There's no breaks.
That is crazy. How do you like keep your head screwed on during that?
I mean, I don't. I mean, I have to because everyone's watching, but
no one's really coming to see our heads screwed on.
No,
Really.
Oh, that's valid. Yeah.
I just try to hold on for the ride and like kind of like black out and go into the void and then come back. I'm like,
It is kind of the most fun when you get to show and everyone is losing their minds.
yeah.
Do you have like a favorite show you've played?
It's hard to quantify because we've played so many. But our most recent favorite maybe when we played in Paris recently
I was gonna
that's
say Paris.
at the Marionique. My
We played in this,
pronunciation is
like,
awful, but
crazy basement, like
Oh wow.
it was like multiple tiers of
Yeah.
floor,
like
kind of.
old Parisian club basement.
And people were just going psycho. Maybe
It was
because it was
crazy.
underground, there was some extra element of
But it
just
was
like
it was like all these French
Mhm.
people. It was sold out. They're all beautiful as the French are, and they were singing all the words. And I don't know why it was so still so surprising to me.
Yeah.
Like I can't always hear when I'm playing and singing the song, but then like I'll look at a video after the show and hear like it's from a phone,
Yeah.
and you can hear like you can't even hear us. Like it's like the crowd
Yeah.
is screaming, and I'm like, what? Like how do they know the
Mm.
words? It's so funny that I like can't get over it. But all the Parisians were like singing all the words to Bad Love, and you couldn't even like hear the song.
yeah.
That's so
And
cool.
I'm like, because Paris is so cool. I'm like, how do you guys know about us? You know?
It's pretty crazy.
It's like, what?
I mean, not to brag, but Boston is kind of known for crazy concerts.
But Boston, I think
Yeah.
we sold out the last time we were here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Boston knows.
It
what's
also
up.
does get freaky.
We
Yeah.
remember the cities like Austin, Boston, New York, Chicago, LA, Portland. Portland showed up strong this
Portland,
year. We're like,
Seattle.
okay. Yeah.
San Francisco.
There's certain times where like something will happen and we're like, okay, now you're forever. Don't forget this moment.
Do you have like a favorite venue you've played in? Is
Mm,
it that Parisian basement?
maybe my favorite venue is Thalia Hall in
I
Chicago.
was about to say that too.
And we're playing 3 times there at the end of this tour.
Oh, that's
in a row,
so
so
cool.
It's just like it's a beautiful, really old building. It's
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
word theater.
old hall.
Cavernous wood.
The people who run it and work there are like the most amazing, nice people.
Like family friend
That's
vibes.
amazing.
Sounds
Really
amazing.
seem like very and they really take care of you. And they have like this web of like rooms in the basement, like the green room area where it's like green rooms and like the shower, and it's like there's just like stuff down there that's just so nice. Like you could freaking live down there. It's like so
Mhm.
posh. Like
Our radio
I
guy's
don't
trying to
know.
get us to live there for the 3 days. He said you should just sleep there, and we're like,
I would do that. Just sleep in the basement and then come up and play the show. It would be so funny. Like you never see the light of day.
mm-hmm. Groundhog's Day, just only play shows.
It is, yeah, it's really nice. Talia Hall is my favorite.
Awesome. Do you have a favorite show you've ever seen?
Actually, yeah, recently I saw PJ Harvey.
I was gonna
Oh,
say that
that's
too.
awesome.
We were in
Belgium.
Belgium. It was a festival, and we were like, oh yeah, let's go see this legend. You know,
Mhm.
kind of casually.
She's playing in this place called the Barn, but it was like a 10,000 person barn.
It
Oh,
was like
wow.
it was like a football field. It was so huge.
It was
and
really cool.
it was so life changing. Like
Mhm.
she just like commanded the audience.
Yeah.
Commanded the energy, and like everyone just loved her, and like she would end a song and just stand there and like she was just like accepting the applause and like didn't say thank you with her words, but like with her energy, she was just like, yes.
Yeah, but it's not cocky
It
either.
wasn't
It's
cocky.
just
It
like
was just like
it's like thank you.
I am like I can't even put into words, but it was so beautiful, and I was like, oh my god, like this is all I should be doing. Like I am of the same cloth as this woman, like performing and being on stage and like presence that's so powerful and changes lives. Like art is so cool. She had this cool outfit on. She's doing all these little like movements. It was just very tasteful and like
Is she a big inspiration for you?
No.
No, didn't
Oh,
know any of her
interesting.
music.
Like I literally couldn't say a single song. Like it was just such a good performance,
Yeah.
and she is a legend. You know, there's some
Yeah.
people who've been around a while, and you could tell. Like there's certain bands that remind me of us just because you can tell they've been together a while, and
Mhm.
it's like they're like a friend family group.
Yeah.
You could tell her band was like that. Like everybody was.
It seemed as if they've been playing for
Yeah.
years.
Big Thief is like a modern
Mhm.
version of that. Like
Yeah.
we are like that. Like I feel like I don't like to say sweeping statements like it's rare, but um, I don't think I see personally a ton of bands that are like that anymore. It's a lot of like, and no shade.
Well, there's just less bands. It's a lot
There's
of like
less
bands backing up individuals.
Yeah.
yeah. There's like hired musicians for one star rather than
Yeah.
like a shared group of friends who are all stars together. Like that isn't the majority anymore. It
Mhm.
used to be like all there was, you know.
And it's really cool to get to see that because like the collaboration that you
inspiring.
guys have and like the ways that you get to make your music that makes not just one person's like spirit shine through, everyone's is so cool.
Because it's hard to be friends forever, you know. So it's like
Yeah.
encouraging just to see people like hanging together and doing
Yeah.
their thing. You can run by just
Sure.
matter. But yeah, I find it encouraging, and I think it's crazy that we're still a band and like all still friends. Like to me, when friendship lasts a long time, it's like such a weird gift. I'm like, how does this happen? Because
Yeah.
being human is hard, and like having relationships is hard, and like you know, just staying alive, all that stuff. It's like
Yes.
what? And then we're like also in business. We're in love. We're in business. We're in friendship. We're like, and our business is like entertainment and like songwriting. It's just so. It's just. It still is crazy to me that this is where we are.
Yeah. It is amazing. So, not PJ Harvey, apparently. Who are some of your big inspirations?
Don't really have any at the current moment.
Fair enough.
I don't. It's like I don't know. Like it changes around because it could be like a book or it could be like a show or like a person or like there's not really any musicians right now that I per se am like addicted to. I mean, I have some favorite playlists.
Yeah. What are on your playlists? A little bit of a selfish question. I need some good recs.
Okay, so I also listen to horrible mainstream pop music a lot. So
Okay,
I've been,
no,
like,
that's valid.
Tate McRae I just discovered this past
Oh
year.
yeah.
Tyler Childers I just discovered. This is like
Yes.
mainstream, you know, of course Taylor Swift, all these like what's her name? The Chaperone girl.
I love her.
Person, Olivia Rodrigo's, all these like they're like very beautifully manufactured, I'll say. To an extent. Whether they manufacture themselves into this like, you know, whatever. But there's that, and then like magic books. One of my roommates is a magician. Sorry, I like didn't get a lot of sleep, so I'm like answering.
No,
but
that's all
he's
good.
a magician, so he let me borrow some of his like card trick books, and I'm an artist too, so I draw a lot, and so I'm like looking at all these like weird, like card tricks with all these hands like holding cards in like cool ways, and I'm like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's cool.
So cool.
It's like magic is so crazy.
It
It's like
is.
freaking magicians have been around since the dawn of time, and they're just like writing these books about tricks, and it's like the fact that someone's brain works that way is so interesting to me.
It is,
It's
and the
inspiring.
fact that they can make our brains work that way.
Yeah,
it's all perception. Merlin Brando is an inspirational
Brando.
figure in our
He came
current
on tour with us
sphere.
in Europe. He was at the Paris show.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. That's
really
so
good.
cool.
Paris show.
The Paris show.
Mhm.
What about you? Are you listening to anything good right now?
The record that I've been loving the most is called, I think it's called Great Doubt by Astrid Sohn. And I saw her play in Chicago. It was amazing. And then other than that, ML Book. I don't know how to pronounce her last name or their last name or whatever. It's Buch. And then I like Chanel beads. I'd say those are like my three like modern new things that I've been enjoying.
I just met the tour manager for them.
Nice. Oh, no way.
You do tattoos?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Go for it.
I noticed you've got a whole bunch of really cool ones. I didn't know you did them. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
I always point to this one.
Oh, I love that.
Dominic Rabelais Rabelais.
He's opening our second half of this
Yeah,
tour.
he'll be
Oh,
fun.
that's so
Wet
cool.
FM,
Mhm.
Awesome.
not to be missed. A miracle of the stage.
Also true.
All right, I have a little bit of a hard question, but it's one I like to ask. What's a song you wish you wrote?
Hmm.
Oh, I do have these songs, and I don't know where they are right now. But I do have these moments where I'm like, damn, this song is so fucking
I don't really have one that I like wish I wrote, but I do think that Candle by Buck Meek is like it's
Mhm.
like one of those ones that was like sent down from somewhere else. And then you like can recognize it, you know, you're like, this was
Yeah.
just perfectly delivered.
good. Angel Olsen, Endless Road.
Oh yeah.
That song sounds like she's covering a great, and she just wrote it. Pretty
Mhm.
sure. It's like, damn, that is a well written song. When you're like, this
Yes.
sounds like it already exists,
Yes.
but it doesn't
Exactly.
sound like she's copying. It's just like
Mhm.
you just wrote a masterpiece. Bro.
Yeah.
That song.
Those are the
And I relate. That song is like touring artist song.
Oh.
The heartbroken lost soul tourist touring artist song.
Hmm. Maybe Say Yes by Elliott Smith also.
Oh yeah, good ones. Those are all good ones. So you have a favorite song to play live? I can't remember if I asked. I meant to.
Lately,
Actually, the new ones, we just learned 4 new songs off the record.
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
So like
I'm really enjoying playing Necklace live, which is a new one off our record.
Necklace and Don't Look Down. Don't Look Down's super fun.
Yeah,
It's like you're shot out of a t-shirt cannon. You're just like,
yeah, it's really fast.
and usually like if it's like a Jason song where it's like Jason heavy, I'm like I'm not bored, but I'm not doing as much, so I'm just like making sure I'm correct because I'm like Jason's song in my mind. But on these songs, I'm like woo! I'm like having fun in a way that
Yeah.
is kind of new for me. Like, and I don't know if it's because they're new or they're fast. I like fast songs. So it might
Yeah.
be just that
Yeah.
kind of silliness of being fast, but yeah, Don't Look Down and Necklace are really fun, and they've got like Necklace has like a grunge moment that I like feel really cool doing.
Yeah.
And I like it when me and Jason harmonize. So it's always fun to harmonize.
Yeah, totally.
It's like an angelic.
Well, thank you guys so much for talking with me.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Taking time out
And
of
this-
your show day in this literal green room.
It's truly green.